Okay, so things to make you go, A few years ago, I was noticing a lot more tractor trailers on the highway, and I became curious as to just how many there were and what kind of increase was occurring. So I went to the Federal Highway Administration and started digging into their data sets. And so here we have the data from 2019, and you click there and it pulls up this just wealth of information is available in Excel and PDF. And I found that the MV9 here is the truck and truck trailer registrations. I noticed that the trailer and semi-trailer information on the MV11 was not available. And so here's the information on the MV9. This information is provided from the states to the federal government every year, and they compile this and publish it. And so using just this example here with Alabama, you'll see how they have under the private and commercial trucks, 2.9 million. And you'll see here it's broke down between truck tractors, pickups, vans, sport utilities, and other vehicles considered trucks. But I was just interested in how many semi-tractors were out there. The registrations, and you'll see here by all the states with a total of 2.7 million. Interestingly enough, this information is also provided, but is broke out differently on the MV1. Again, with Alabama with the 2.9 private commercial trucks, but it's broke out between the private and commercial versus the publicly owned, as opposed to breaking it out by the type of truck that the MV9 does. And so the reason why I'm talking about this right now is that I was compiling all this information as each year went on. I was adding to it, and then in 2020 happened, and you'll see here that even though the information was provided from the states, it wasn't compiled and published by the federal government in the 2020 data that was compiled and published in 2021 was just missing. And they still compiled the MV1, breaking it out between public and private, but not breaking it out between the classifications of trucks. You also see that in 2022, that in 2022, you see it has now gone to temporarily suspended. And in 2023, also temporarily suspended. And I'm kind of curious as to the reason why. You have 2 years of just not compiling the information and then making the determination that this is temporarily suspended, but it's 2 years of being temporarily suspended after 2 years of not recording. So we have 4 years of no data being published by the federal government. And I'm just kind of curious as to why. I don't want to say a conspiracy, but yeah, why? And you'll see it's not just the truck and truck trailer registrations, it's also the trailer and semi-trailer registrations and state motor vehicle motor carrier receipts. So anything to do with the transportation of interstate goods by commercial carriers has been suspended and has not been recorded for the last 4 years, and I'm really curious as to why that is. Am I the only one? Am I just geeking out on this or does anyone else think that's kind of suspicious? I do want to go back to another thing I thought was interesting. So I recorded between 2000 and 2019, broke out between the registrations of the semi-tractors and the total vehicles, including motorcycles and buses and vans and everything else. You'll see that the tractors, I did the math, the tractors accounted for less than 1%, 0.75% of the total registrations in 2000, and by 2019 it was up to a full 1%. What was interesting is that the increase of total vehicles between 2000 and 2019, there was an increase of 25% total vehicles, but the semi-tractors increase was 74% increase, from 2000 to 2019. So that's kind of interesting, I thought. So what do you think? Am I just, just finding things that aren't there, or do you find this to be interesting too? Let me know.